I want to ask you now that this is not very normal. Every time you meet somebody in the industry, you tend to ask, what do you think about the industry? How do you assess the industry? I'm not going to answer that one directly, but I will say, what is the future? What does it hold for the industry in Nigeria when it comes to entertainment? And I'll be specific. I want music. What's the future of? Because the way it is now, with what is going on between the bond, the IBAN, the artists, and everything, do you think we're going to have a future whereby our entertainment industry will be where it's supposed to be, and there won't be any, how do I call it now, bitches here and there where someone will have to say they are not complying with it, you are not complying with it. Do you think the future is bright for us now?
Very nice question. Because this is what we ask ourselves every day. First and foremost, there is a problem. And if we don't identify the problem on time, it becomes another problem. What is the problem? I've said this before. But surprisingly, people they wait it. Yes. You see, all over the world, there's a formula. There's a format that has been in practice, and it's working in America, it's working in South Africa, it's working in Europe. What is the format? The format is accountability. When it comes to music, music and distribution, for example, that's one aspect. There has to be accountability. Where there is no accountability, you give birth to fraud, you give birth to conspiracy, piracy. All these are born out of, we're not accountable. We're not accountable. When it comes to music, we're not. What do I mean by accountability? The structure of music has never been put in place in Nigeria. There is no structure of music.
So people are just bringing up.
It's just a jungle of dealers and retailers. This is the problem. In America, there's a structure. Why can't we duplicate it? A structure where anyone can release an album and be able to log onto a website and confirm how many CDs he has sold. And it will be valid. How much will it cost? Maybe some $10, $20 million. Why can't we set up depots across Nigeria? Just like if you buy a bottle of Coca-Cola, for example, it's accountable. They will tell you how many bottles they have sold. Until we get to that level in music, nothing can happen in this country. There are investors overseas who will never come to Nigeria music-wise to expand their horizons, the market share. There are 800 million mobile phones downloading music in Africa. 800 million. Doesn't that translate to money? But yet, the international society, the likes of all the record companies overseas, they still don't come to Nigeria to establish a branch or a subdivision. Why don't they come here? Because they know we are not accountable. Until we get the structure, nothing can happen. I'm sorry to say it, but Alaba is a guilty party. Alaba, with all the millions of naira that goes through that industry, millions of naira.
No structure.
There's no structure. That is a failure. They should have been able to set up these depots, legalized depot. In America, you buy a CD, it goes through a machine. You swipe it through a machine. That money you pay for is distributed to all the networks that sell and retail that product. And the artist, at the end of the day, can tell you, I sold 10 million copies. Which Nigerian artist can open his mouth to tell you that they sold 10 million CDs? How many of them can even tell you openly that they sold 5 million CDs? They depend on shows to make ends meet. And Alaba deals. I was speaking to P-Square the other day, and they told me point blank, Mannie, there's nothing we can do about it. Every morning, these boys come to our house, and they come to our house and drop on with checks of 100 million naira. When you see people coming from Alaba to give you checks of 100 million, what do? You have to take it. You go for it. But that's not how it's supposed to be, because they're making more than that. You see? They're making more than that. Iconic musicians wouldn't have been reduced to shreds. When you look at the likes of Mama Frayo and the likes of all those other acts, they should not be in penury.
Yeah.
They should be living off the royalties.
It's not going to even create future for the younger ones.
This is what Fela saw, and that is the reason why it's illegal for you to sell any Fela CD in Nigeria, except you go through the proper distribution. If you dare sell a Fela CD in Nigeria illegally, you see what will happen. You know, this is the problem we have. This is one problem. This is one problem of, I said, is accountability.